Look, the best suburbs from 500K to $1 million is probably where everyone wants to know here because it's obviously the cheapest price point I have listed. But let's start with one, and that suburb is East Geelong. Now, where's East Geelong? Look, it's right basically to the southeastern side of the Geelong CBD. It neighbours the actual suburb of Geelong, and it's home to the Geelong Botanic Gardens. But what's so good basically about your suburb of East Geelong really is that it's just close to everything. So look, this is just a map, and all I've done in Google Maps here is I've just searched up facilities, and you can see just everything that's around it. Now, East Geelong's not only good for facilities, it's got cafes, restaurants, everything like that too. It's close to employment hubs. It also has some quite good school zones as well. So look, you've got very good lifestyle all around East Geelong. And not only that too, but it's actually a very good family suburb, very green. And it feels like you're kind of somewhere like in the eastern suburbs of Melbourne, like somewhere probably like, I'd say maybe Balwyn, maybe not Balwyn, but probably somewhere maybe like your Ashburton or something like that, just with a bit smaller lots. Look, it's a very good family suburb. Look, it's done, some parts of it are done above 9% capital growth for more than 50 years now. So for someone with that, about $750,000 budget, sometimes you're lucky to get into 700. Definitely a good suburb to consider, especially if you have a family. Look, I've cheated a little bit in another suburb because I know you can pick up properties in this suburb for under $1 million because I've experienced it a few times, and that suburb is Kingsville in Melbourne. Now, obviously, despite a lot of people's recent feelings about Melbourne, look, Melbourne is primed for a lot of growth in the next 10 years. It's done next to nothing, and it just needs a bit of change of policy and a bit of sentiment, and it will have a year like Brisbane's, I guarantee you, in the next 10 years in 2021, where it does 20 to 30% in a single year. But anyway, look, Kingsville's a very also green suburb. It's very close to CBD. Look, it's about 7 Ks or so from the Melbourne CBD. And it's pretty much all detached homes. And it also has a very high employment income in terms of median income and personal income. So you'll just see here, you'll see on the top, on the left-hand side there, that Kingsville has $1,202 a week personal income compared to Victoria's $803. And then you can see your family and also your household. So you can see it's well above in basically every regard there. But if you look further, your fields of employment are hospitals, higher education, IT, and then government administration. So look, a lot of that is government backed, and not only government backed, but also I'd say fairly high end employment industries. So that's good. And not only that too, look, to explain where a lot of these people work, there's quite a lot of first of all, government employment in the local universities in Footscray, and also the local hospitals also in Footscray, which only lie about 5 to 10 minutes away, depending on where you are in the suburb and the time of day that you happen to leave. So that's another thing just to consider with Kingsville, but a really good suburb for those who have, I'd say, a flat $1 million to spend, or maybe about 950. You still can get in for under $1 million. So just consider that, especially if you're handy as well.